All right, we're at the Pro Mixed Martial Art Training Center with Vinny. Vinny, talk to us about your first brown belt student, Peter.
So yeah, I've been working with Peter since I was working at Quest, so that's about like 2 years. 2 years ago I started to work with him, and when he went to Quest, he was already like a purple belt. What he was about to get is purple belt. Then I let him compete as a purple belt like a couple of times when he was just still a blue belt, and he did pretty well in the tournaments, and then I decided to promote him to purple belt. And these last 2 years he's been competing like pretty much like every single major tournament, and he's doing pretty well. So last year I let him compete as a black belt at the World Championship, the No Gi Worlds, and he just lost by one advantage to Paulo Belt, who's been a black belt since I was a white belt. So now it was time to get his brown belt. So last week I decided to promote him. So after 2 years of training, I gave him his brown belt. So not after 2 years of training in general, he's been training for almost 10 years. But with me, he's been training for 2 years, so I decided to promote him. So he's competing as a brown belt like for the first time in the Grace Nationals.
What in every black belt is different, but what makes Peter deserving of a black belt? What's your criteria to make someone a brown belt level for you?
You know, like some guys, they don't want to compete. They just want to be, just want to train just to have fun. Peter's a competitor, so maybe he's not the best guy in the gym, but when he goes to tournaments and he wins tournaments, and he beats everybody. So I just gave him brown belt because he's a really good competitor.
All right, I'm here with Peter Sutton, Vinny Magalhaes' first brown belt. Tell us a little bit how long you've been training with the gi with Vinny, and give us a little background on yourself.
Okay, first of all, my first class in Jiu-Jitsu was in 1998 in October there, and I've had some years off in between knee injuries, as everybody's had. But to put it all together, I've probably trained with the gi on and no gi, of course, for about 6.5, 7, 8 years, something like that. I can't even remember it all. But basically for the last 3 years under Vinny, and most of the entire time with the gi, and finally got somewhere.
Did you have any clue that you're gonna receive your brown belt?
No, as a matter of fact, the way it was I've been competing in tournaments above my level for a long time as purple, And I won an absolute division with the gi, purple gi at the Pan Ams last year. And I placed first in the brown belt division in no gi worlds, I think is what it's called, last year too. And so I had imagined it was. I don't know that I knew it was coming, but I was kind of hoping. Let's put it that way. And I hoped it to come.
Hoped it to come. That's a good way to look at it. So, like I said, you have experience competing at the Worlds and all those other organizations as far as gi and no gi. Now, when you compete at that level, I mean, were you shocked that it took this long, or were you kind of expecting it at all? Especially with your accomplishments at the Worlds and what you've done as a purple belt.
You know, I know how the jiu-jitsu game works real well, and I don't want to say politics of it, but I understand and respect the sport to the point where I understand how it works. And without actual mat time, with the gi on, with your fellow students, with your instructor, I don't believe without that you should even be promoted anyway. And so since I understand how the game works, and there was so much time in there where either Vinny was gone taping for a long time and doing his own thing, I was kind of just sitting stagnant, just kind of doing some no-gi stuff on my own. And I know how the game works, and I have full respect for it, and know that without the gi, still in my opinion, without the gi on, you shouldn't be promoted or advanced with belts. But there's so much different opinion about that nowadays, where a lot of people think without the gi, you should still be able to get belts. And sure, maybe up to a certain level, but still, it's a gi art. And so I kind of feel like, being as that's a gi art, we should all wear gis.
Okay, gotcha. That's good. That's a good way to look at it. So basically, you've seen Vinny on the show on The Ultimate Fighter, and you saw how he's portrayed, talking with Nogueira and having that argument. Traditional wise, Vinny, talk a little bit about the fans who don't know Vinny, about how technical he is, and how difficult it is to actually get promoted by him because of his technicality.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Let me tell you, I've been with Vinny for 3 years, and I was right with him when he won the Worlds, and probably been with him at tournaments 5 times. And he was competing, and so was I, of course. And from what I've seen, what I know of Vinny, it's extremely advanced. Let's put it that way. To the point of where I know it's going to take a little while to go from blue to purple and purple to brown with him because of that fact that he's so technical and does want to learn every single really advanced move and be able to demonstrate it before you're really going to advance. But that being said, of course, if like in my case, I was already competing at a level way above where I was, belt-wise, and winning and doing quite well. And so I came in with a little bit of tricks up my sleeve already, but Vinny's really honed my game, and this is why I wouldn't train anywhere else. I've been hoping Vinny would just kind of put his feet down and settle down and really get grounded here and whatnot. It looks like that's the way we're going now. Starting a gi program and getting a good head of guys that can train together. So it should be a good thing.
It's great. Well, like I said, you were the first ever brown belt. You're the highest ranked student Vinny's ever had now to this point. And that's a big accomplishment. Just he's from Brazil. He's got all that tradition and all that technique, and he's considered one of the top grapplers in the world. By some, maybe the most advanced and one of the most technical. He actually goes outside the realm of jiu-jitsu. He understands rubber guard, and I know he's spoken extensively with Eddie Bravo. But like I said, he's not the traditional guy where he just believes in what they call the bread and butter. He actually thinks outside the box and starts. He's starting to express himself with rubber guard, and I know he's going to start implementing some of that stuff with his other students. And to see you excel to the level of brown belt's awesome. Awesome for the gym, awesome for Pro-Am, awesome for Vinny, and to kind of solidify his role in the jiu-jitsu game. So.
Yeah, I think that you said it all in a mouthful there, but Pro-Am will be the place to be, and as other people come up and they'll see that we do have a world champion here, multi-time world champion. I've seen Vinny do some stuff that will shock and awe most people in no gi, like Grappler's Quest. I've watched him no gi in the world. I've seen him, you know, pop a really good black belt's knee one time, and it was really gruesome. But his technicality and teaching skill will pay off. I think the Pro-Am's really got a good thing going now.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on getting your brown belt. We had to travel all the way down to San Diego to get it, and it was worth the travel. So, awesome. Congratulations again, and thanks for the interview.
Thank you very much.